We're gonna harmonize real quick.
Lion face.
Lemon face. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood. Do I do you second?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Corey Urkel.
Yeah. Hey. What's up?
Corey Urkel. Katrina Swathwood, and our guest today is Alan. I don't know your last name. I'm sure I did.
It's been a long
Yeah,
time. And I don't use my real last name on social media. So.
Okay.
Smart.
Well, let's go back and say your name. Do you want to use your Facebook name that's on there?
Sure.
Well,
Your Facebook name?
Well, my buddy Eric is Eric Galactus, and that's not his last name.
Fair enough.
So we'll do Alan Berserker. Is that it? Okay, Alan Berserker. It makes me immediately think of Clerks.
You say about half of everything, though.
Me?
Yeah.
Everything
There's a
reminds
lot
me
of
Clerks.
connections.
Anytime
It's
there's a
like
dead
Friends.
body on the toilet, it reminds me of Clerks.
How often is there a dead body on the toilet?
Quite often, man. Elvis died that way.
Yeah.
Blew out a lung.
Is that what he did? How did he heart attack? It had to have been a heart attack, right?
Yeah, and mixed with a Quaalude overdose, I believe, right?
Quaaludes aren't around anymore, right?
No, it's old school, yeah.
Like 80s?
Like, yeah, even pre that, they were in their popularity. Them and barbiturates.
What's a barbiturate?
You don't see it much anymore unless you're like you have really, really, really bad DTs and we can't stop your seizing with a benzo. And
What's a DT?
The shakes.
Alcohol withdrawal, delirium tremens. Yeah,
Okay.
some alcoholics can get it so severe they'll actually have a full-blown seizure.
Wow.
And if they're not responsive to like Ativan.
Never go
See, you
cold
need to talk
turkey.
to him when you're having your little freakouts about stuff, because he'll know what's going
Start
on.
Yeah,
drinking.
I have anxiety like a motherfucker, and I always think I'm dying.
Yeah,
Alcohol.
yeah. Alcohol is actually probably the worst thing you can do for that.
Anxiety?
Yeah. Well, nothing cures the blues like a
Yay.
depressant, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of other people that died on the toilet.
I wouldn't know.
The guy in Big Fish.
Yeah.
He died on the toilet.
John Travolta,
God, I
Pulp
haven't
Fiction.
seen that since it was in
Yeah.
theaters.
Shut
I
up.
love that movie. I'm a big fan.
I liked it, but I don't know why I haven't seen it more than once.
There's movies like that. Like I haven't seen Team America since the theaters.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I mean, I remember laughing.
It's one of
a lot.
those that like I don't go out of my way to watch, but if it's on,
I still remember the Titans once.
Do you remember it?
Barely. I think
never
I
saw
associate it
that.
with Replacements.
I like the
Do
replacements.
you really?
It's like
Yeah.
Keanu football.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman.
Robert's a fan.
Orlando Jones. Roy from The Office
Yeah.
is in that as well. He plays a deaf tight end, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the director, dude? Iron Man director. John Favreau.
John Favreau.
He directed The Replacements?
No, he was in
He
it.
was in it.
Oh, yeah. He was
He was like the cop
He was the
slash-
crazy
I
cop.
still haven't seen Chef yet. I've seen a bunch of clips from it.
It's really good.
I want to watch it. The
not very
recipes
good.
look really cool. The story behind it is basically his burnout.
Yeah.
Seems like
It was a really
I
good
just
movie.
haven't gotten to it.
It
yet.
was just, it's one of those, it's
It's
not at the very beginning, but it ends up being like a feel-good movie. You know, you just watch it and you're like,
Too much like Ratatouille.
what?
No, you do love
He hangs
Ratatouille.
out in
you
a
do,
hat
You
and
do talk about
Talks
you
to
love
people.
Ratatouille.
I don't like
I
it.
do love, you don't like Ratatouille?
I don't hate it, but I also don't have kids, so it's like
Yeah, but I mean, even people that don't
alright.
have kids watch Pixar movies.
We saw that
Yeah.
before we had kids.
Yeah.
they're all
you
right.
creeps.
I'm not like Pixar.
We took
super
my brother to
fan.
see The
I
Drive-In.
mean, I like The Incredibles. Probably my favorite.
Yeah,
Pixar movie.
and it's coming out, what, June 18th?
Yeah. I mean, that's.
I really liked Coco. He doesn't have kids. He really liked Coco. It was good.
I like Coco.
I spent the last 15 minutes trying not to cry. Speaking of crying, we'll tell this story real quick. Okay, this is going to be a Black Panther episode at
Yes.
some point.
At some point.
Did it make you cry?
No.
Oh.
Do you remember last time you were here, what Parker showed you?
There's Ginny.
One of them died today.
Already?
Yeah.
After 4 days?
What's the matter
Not
with it?
even. Saturday.
Yeah, we got him Saturday.
Where'd you get them from?
Pet Kingdom, which is... We didn't want to go with a chain store because we wanted an animal that was actually taken care of by people that
Right.
aren't...
Know what they're doing.
Yeah, know what they're doing.
Yeah, but aren't little rodents like that? Aren't they prone to like respiratory issues?
Yeah. Yeah, and this one was really calm and would let you handle him, so I'm thinking he was sick.
He was small.
Who's-
It was
Oliver's.
Oliver's, but Parker was really close to him. He sat in his room almost the whole weekend because he
Talking
loved those
to
little
him.
things. And we told him, and he lost it.
This is the first time they've
Yes.
had to deal with death.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I told him that it was nothing he did wrong, and he was probably sick when we got him. I actually broke at one point. He goes, I said, you know what? We wouldn't have got him if we knew that he was sick. And he's like, no, I would have still got him because I wanted to love him and he deserved it and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God.
Coco.
Yeah. And I was like, I lost it for a second. But he handled it really well. And after he got done crying, he said, I'm going to be sad for a while. I'm like, that's okay. You're allowed to be sad.
When you bought him, you thought I have like 3 years before I have to do this shit.
They live 4 to 6 years. I asked. The lady was like...
So you thought you had plenty of time.
Yeah,
not 4 to 6 days.
Yeah. They were like, oh, they live a long time. And I'm like, oh, how? They're like 4 to 6 years. I was like, I was planning on getting a tortoise. This thing's going to live like 80 years. 4 to 6 years is not
What's
very
the
long.
money back guarantee?
10
We
days.
already switched it out.
Okay, you bring the dead body?
I did.
The cadaver?
You didn't freeze it and go back to whence you came?
No, I did not.
You don't try to flush it?
No.
No!
Flush it?
Do you know how big it
How big does it have to be before you can stop flushing it? Like, you flush a turtle, right?
You can always cut it up.
No.
What is wrong with you?
What if you had a poop knife?
No, no,
Did you
it's
see the
not.
I listened to the poop knife.
Oh
yeah.
my God. It was so good. But no, he handled it really well, and I was proud of him. But he was pretty tore up about it.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's always
That was a fun
dreaded
excursion
conversation.
today.
And it was like, I worked. She texted me that today. I went straight to baseball practice, and then straight to do that. And then I sat on the couch for like an hour, and now I'm doing this. It's been a long day.
What a day.
Yeah, what a day.
Mine's just starting.
What a glorious day. What time did you get up?
It's like 6:30. Whenever I sent you that message.
You sent me a message today?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Gonna be late. Don't start without me.
Well, yeah, I gotta head to Costco to get some gasoline.
Oh, gas.
Okay, yeah.
He's like, sure. I got it.
So this will be the Black Panther episode.
Yes.
That dog bothers you that much?
No, well, he smells my dog, and
No, she just needs some attention.
Smell my dog.
Are you putting her
Bran.
away?
So you can
Good night, Bren.
oh,
See you.
Sorry, lady.
She's old.
You're gonna be 14 in June.
oh,
That's why she has no teeth and it smells.
looks like you're getting a little
Gray.
milky eye there too.
Oh, cataracts for
Yeah.
sure. I swear she can't see anymore and she can't hear. Unless she really, really hears food, and then there's no problem.
Sounds like my lazy dog. But mine, he was just a stray, and since Austin's a no-kill city,
Robert,
he'd been living in the
fuck
shelter
you.
for
Okay, he's gonna
2 years.
He's gonna re-listen. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Easter egg.
Okay. Huh?
Oh, fine time.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to cut out several unflattering words you left for me last time I left the room.
Did I?
didn't include.
I don't even remember.
No.
They say douchebag?
No, there was one. There was multiple. I don't even want to repeat them because then I have to cut them out. This
Oh,
one.
you're going to have to cut it in a minute anyway.
No, okay. So it's probably the same ones. Did you say butt plumber?
Butt plumber.
Because I don't know why, but I felt I needed to delete that one.
I should have left that one in.
Um,
That adds value.
Yeah, that's almost like a compliment.
You fix.
You're great at cleaning those pipes.
You fix what's wrong. I didn't say you're an ass wrecker. I said you were a butt plumber.
butt plumber. Okay.
It's like putting the snake up there. To...
Yeah. Okay.
And out comes everything.
uh,
Zack and Mary style.
I wanted to do this podcast earlier, as closer to when we actually saw it, but
Yeah, when did you guys see
we saw it Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
Sunday.
What about you?
Monday morning.
Okay.
Better.
I wanted to do it earlier, but he was here on Saturday night, and his girlfriend doesn't let him come over 2 nights in a row.
No. Forbids it.
So
Really?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. When he was single, he was here all the time.
Yeah.
So it's been an adjustment for all of us.
It's that new relationship smell.
Yeah. Robert's a white devil.
Honeymoon almost over? You guys gonna start fighting soon?
No, we okay.
Mm.
See,
They don't live together yet.
I just laughed it off. It's all good.
You are very
Yeah.
Doormat.
unconfrontational. Yeah, that's
No.
You were like, when
blunt
she
way
walked
of
out
putting
last time, I was like, let's make some jokes. It's all good.
We were talking before the podcast started that Katrina and I have got back into watching horror movies lately.
Yeah.
During Halloween, mostly.
Of course.
It's
Lead
always
up to
fun.
it.
We watched. I don't like a lot of like scary movies. I like tense, like thriller type movies. Like we watched Hush. Have you seen Hush? It's on Netflix about a deaf woman in the house.
In the
Yes,
woods.
and I fell asleep.
Oh, I really
I
like
got
that
about
movie.
halfway through. It was good. I caught it one morning when I got off of work.
What other movies did we watch? Creep, which I was like,
Oh,
most
Did you,
people.
did you watch that Babadook movie?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I
No.
heard it was really good though.
It was alright.
It was alright?
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
We watched Creep, which I've talked about.
Marmaduke
It
is
was
not a
coming out with
scary
the
movie.
second one, right?
I already watched it.
How is it?
Not as good as the first
No.
one,
Yeah.
but I know they're making a trilogy.
Of course.
Well, I mean, those that's a really low budget movie, and
Yeah.
I think that's what that company does. That Blumhouse is they do a lot of low budget ones and just throw them at the wall and see which ones stick.
Well, yeah, just like what's that other DVD company that owns the rights to Puppet Master and then
Oh.
Full Moon,
Yeah, we went to a live Full Moon show at one
and then
point.
The Asylum. Well, they just put out garbage, but
I don't even know what they put out.
before the Sci-Fi Channel picked up all those Sharktopus versus Sharknado versus
Oh, God.
Tarantula Mouth.
I heard that
Quality
Sharknado
films.
6
Yes.
is going to have Nazis and...
Well, who am I to talk, man? I love Tromo movies. You know,
Yeah.
titles like Surf Nazis Must Die and Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. And
I've never seen... I don't know if
I've seen
ever
Toxic
seen...
Trauma?
Avengers and Cannibal the Musical.
yeah, that is technically a Tromo movie.
Then yes, I've seen one Trauma movie.
I have the Toxic Avenger box set. I can lend it to you if you want to check it out.
I got a stack of movies.
It's the one that started it all. Yeah. I mean, we all have a giant backlog.
Yeah. I want to see...
You're watching scary movies.
I was. But I kind of want to save some until next
I've been
October.
going back to the 80s slashers. I've been playing a lot of Friday the 13th.
Is it good?
So I was a Kickstarter, so I'm kind of biased. I was really excited for it, and I hate playing online. And I hate playing with 10-year-olds.
Because you're either Jason, a counselor, or...
Yeah, that's it.
oh, you're not one of the kids?
So no, it's basically like that that other game that came out around the same time, where they ever since Friday the 13th has gotten popular, they've had like a Freddy Krueger skin, a Leatherface skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically 7-on-1, right? You have one Jason, all these counselors, and then if you hit the CB radio and 2 counselors die, somebody has a chance to come back as Tommy Jarvis from Part 6. And,
Okay.
and of course he has each counselor has their different strengths and weaknesses. They all have different stats. They're all good at stuff.
It sounded interesting.
It's a lot of fun. I was on the tier level where I got like the special Savini skin, which looks awesome.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and then Kane Hodder did all the mocap.
Oh, that's
for it.
cool.
So,
Is
maybe
he just like the most iconic? I mean, when you think of Jason, you think of Kane Hodder.
absolutely, even though he wasn't until like
Yeah.
some of the later not so great movies, but
It's because he looks like a beast in real life too. Like,
well, I mean, the guy got 3rd-degree burns over 20% of his body for Part 7.
was it? I didn't realize he was burned because of that. I thought he.
That was that stun that gave him, for the longest time, he had the record for the longest on-fire stun.
Jesus.
And the person that beat him probably doesn't have any scars. Huh?
Probably not, because the technology has changed
Yeah.
since then, but...
Damn shame.
Yeah, I mean, going
Light 'em
back to
on
those...
fire.
But, yeah, the detail they put into all the different Easter eggs that you find and how well they recreated every single location from the different movies is like a true labor of love, and it's like, I kind of want to go back and watch them.
Uh huh. I've been wanting to go back and watch. I was always a bigger Freddy fan than I was Jason.
I always end up doing them together. I always...
Uh-huh.
Everybody, I mean...
Well, I've wanted to go back and watch all of them, and we were looking at it during buying the set during October.
yeah.
And I just kind of, I get so far behind where I'm like, oh, I want to watch this movie. I want to watch this movie.
You remember when I used to do the movie marathons every Friday the 13th whenever there was one?
I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday.
Fair enough. When we worked together, I invited you to one of them, and I think we did 4 or 5 of Nightmare on Elm Street.
We saw 28 Days Later together, huh?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, that shows how far. Wow, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
We're
Actually,
watching.
that came out right around the same time Walking Dead did, didn't it?
No, well, because Walking Dead's only been on for 8 years.
No, the comic.
The comic.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, because it was you were the one that got me into both that and Invincible.
Yeah.
So you can blame this
Oh,
guy.
look
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
Well, I was complaining about there was nothing good to read and how I always get... I go through these phases where I just get sick and tired of reading
Comics.
the same old stuff from the big 2.
Yeah.
And it just recycles over and over. I'm
Have you
tired
read,
of retcons and... Like, oh, we're going to spice things up by killing
Probably
somebody.
like Evolution.
I was just gonna say, have you read Evolution yet?
No, not yet.
It's from like 6 different writers. It's out on Skybound, and it has to do with like you can't really tell yet, but it's kind of sci-fi, kind of horror, where like there's a virus that's making people evolve at like a super high rate, but they're turning into like these monsters, and it's just really
like
It-
Crossed or...
What's Crossed?
Was it that mid 2000s one that was done by what's that Irish guy's name? Garth Ennis.
I don't know. I didn't
So
read
it's-
that.
All of a sudden, everyone just goes crazy and they just murder, kill. You know.
I'm very like, as much as I love comics, I'm very like, by reading is very sporadic. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll try this. I'll try this.
I'm very picky. Lately, the Marvel Star Wars stuff's actually been surprisingly not bad.
I was reading. I probably read for the first 10 or so issues, and now we have a comic book rack in our room.
And
Yeah.
it's
It's like
full.
backlogs of stuff
Yeah,
that
sure.
we're trying to read, and it's just like I need to catch up on Birthright.
I stopped buying physical comics, man.
I can't.
I've gone digital with all the moving I do. It's just
Well, I'm gonna stay in this
so-
house till I die.
It takes so much space,
Yes.
man.
It does take a lot of space.
And the space you have just keeps getting smaller with every one you buy.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I sold off a couple boxes of my stuff though. Before Deadpool got big, I sold off all my Deadpool stuff and a big chunk of my Thor stuff and a lot of my Cable stuff, which now seems like it might have been a bad idea. But I mean,
What were you gonna do with
what
it?
was I gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Most of my stuff I've read once, and
You sold your Chew set.
I sold my Chew set, which I just got.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Is it,
It
still?
was.
Is it still ongoing?
I think it is. I got burned out on it.
I'd imagine that.
And then-
I only read the mini series, but
It was good. I mean, it was different.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like if you want to get different, you're gonna have to go through Image or Skybound or one of the smaller publishers.
back in the day, it was huge IDW horror.
Yeah.
I loved all that stuff Steve Niles was doing. 30 Days a Night.
Mhm.
They're remaking that for whatever reason.
He bought something from me at a con I was selling it.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I was like, I don't really read his stuff, but that's Steve Niles.
Criminal Macabre is really cool. It's like a John Constantine, but American and more alcoholic-y.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah. Really, that's the best way to put it.
I just read. It's funny you say that. I just read the second issue of Evolution on the toilet today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stained.
Yeah. There's probably fecal matter in there now.
Hellboy's still going strong. I don't know if you ever
Yeah.
read that.
I never read it.
It's good. I mean,
It's another person I met and I didn't read his books, and I'm like,
Don't you always feel bad?
yes.
You're like,
Then what do you say?
yeah.
I like your stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Hey,
read it.
hey, all right.
I'm trying to think. I met any other. Kirkman. We met Stan Lee the one year, which was cool.
I met
Morgan
him at the
Spurlock.
roast of Lloyd Kaufman. A buddy of mine works for Troma, and
Uh-huh.
he was Toxie. And so he got us to, when we were there, he introduced us to Lloyd, and Stan roasted him for a little bit, and got to meet Stan in the green
That's
room.
cool.
Yeah. He's exactly how I imagined him to be.
Yeah.
A friendly grandpa.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Excelsior.
Yeah.
He's not doing so hot right now. He
No.
he was in the hospital. He got hit with, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like the flu, and possibly, he had, a couple years ago, he had that pacemaker put in.
Mhm. Well, he got hit with identity theft as well.
Yeah,
They stole a ton of money.
That nursing company that's
Yeah.
now making those accusations, even though the situation behind that sounds super shady.
Yeah, and I guess the company that put out the story is kind of shady as well.
Yeah.
Tabloidy.
I'm not one to not take that kind of stuff seriously, but that one did seem, and that's not just because I like the guy. It did seem a little.
That one I took a little bit because it's, anytime you attack my profession, I feel like I have to defend myself. But there's bad apples and everything, and didn't one of them buy a car in his name? One of his home health nurses.
I don't
Oh,
know.
Jesus.
Yeah, I read something along those lines of what was coming out in the police report, and
That's shady.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely a conflict of interest there that the truth is being obfuscated.
So Black Panther.
You should have stole that money from the Korean casino.
Oh
You know.
yeah, nice,
Nice
nice
segue.
Yeah,
He brought up on
connection
himself.
there.
Yeah.
That was since we're on that. That was probably one of my least favorite Stan Lee
Cameos?
cameos.
They always make you laugh, though. Was that
Stanley
you
the
got
Thief?
just a chuckle?
Oh, I'm just going to take this. Scoot it over here.
We were talking about it.
they've all been pretty milquetoast. I mean, it's just the point to go, hey,
Yeah, and everybody does. You hear the whole theater.
I mean,
Ah.
basically, probably the worst ones are the Netflix one, where it's just a picture of his face.
Well, look at their budget compared to the movie.
I don't know. As much as Netflix is throwing money around
That's
it's
Everywhere.
nothing, they should have.
More.
We're watching Peaky Blinders right now.
Oh, that's such a cool show.
We're in the second season.
Oh man, that makes me want to wear a scally cap and just
Yeah.
punch people in the face.
Same thing with Robert.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of that, and we have 2 episodes of Banshee. I never know if you ever watched Banshee.
No.
It's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
We have 2 episodes left of that.
Just finished rewatching Parks and Rec.
I've never watched the whole thing. We just finished watching The Office for the first time. We stopped watching.
That's your first time?
We're watching it again.
Well, yeah.
It's one of those things you just put on the background.
Yeah, of course.
We watched Friends all the way through like 3 times. So
At
I could never get into that show.
I love that show.
I
But no, we stopped watching The Office after Michael left.
did too, and then I gave those. It's just like the X Files, when they bring in Doggett and Annabeth Gesh.
I've never watched X Files.
After Duchovny leaves, it's like hard to watch, but then you realize they're really not that bad. It's not Mulder. So
Well, they had James Spader, who was okay in The Office. And
he was pretty funny.
He
Didn't really have a job.
Yeah, he
he just becomes a hedonist.
he's so strange.
I hate Andy Bernard. And
Yeah, he sucks.
I absolutely hate anything a cappella related.
Oh, I like Pitch Perfect.
Every time he sings, is that it's the movie with Vin Diesel?
Pitch Perfect? Pitch Perfect?
Oh, that's the romantic comedy with Jimmy Fallon, right?
No.
No.
I wanted you to just keep guessing at this point. No, Pitch
It's not a
Perfect.
baseball.
That's
Fever Pitch.
Ah,
which Robert likes that
I
movie
actually
too.
like
actually, yeah, isn't that a remake of a British romantic comedy?
What?
Fever Pitch.
I don't know. What's about the
The
Red
soccer
Sox?
one, right?
I didn't see it. But
Oh,
I did
you're
see
right.
it.
You're right. You are right. Because I started watching it because it was on Netflix one time. I was like, this isn't the Fever Pitch that I like.
And Vin Diesel in Pitch Black.
Yeah.
I
actually
have
like that
acapella
movie.
in that.
Pitch.
Yeah, okay.
Pitch Perfect has what's her face in it
Anna
from
Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick, and it's an acapella movie.
I have no idea who that is.
Anna Kendrick?
I gotta look.
She's
her
in
She's
up.
in
Twilight.
Scott Pilgrim.
She's in what?
Scott
She was in
Pilgrim's
Twilight.
sister.
For
I haven't watched any of those movies.
I watched the first 2. No, she was in Scott Pilgrim, and she was in The
Who was she in
Accountant.
Scott?
His sister.
His sister.
I gotta go. Bye.
When the Indian guy starts singing, and she's like, "What?" I love that movie.
She was in Into the Woods.
What's the movie she was in with George Clooney? It's the first time I ever saw
Up in the Air?
Up in the Air. I like that movie.
I've never seen it.
I didn't know the name, and I didn't.
She received a Best Supporting Actress for that.
For Up in the Air.
Did
That
she
was
win,
the-
or was she just nominated?
She got a nom for it. Oh, that's coming up, isn't it?
She was in
Oscars,
the movie with
yeah.
Ben Affleck. What was it called?
The Accountant.
There we go.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. I don't listen.
So that is, I could still kick ass.
But they're on
Crunch
Pitch Perfect
Numbers movie.
3. So
Yeah, he has like he's
Autism.
autistic, and he's an accountant for like gangsters.
He's a hitman.
Oh, that. Yeah.
And everybody was,
It was
like, "It's
fun.
so good, it's so good." It's just a fun action movie. It's not John Wick.
No. Nothing is John Wick.
Nothing is John Wick.
Okay, so you like John Wick?
Dude,
It's
How could
so
you
good.
not?
have you seen? All I do is post pictures of my dog. If somebody came into my house and did that, I would John Wick somebody's punk ass.
you would wick them.
Absolutely, I would.
John Wick at this point is my favorite action series. I love John Wick.
I'm surprised how 2 actually wasn't as bad as sequels usually are.
No,
and it was still pretty good.
Yeah, they built off the first one.
Very well, yeah.
I liked it a lot.
It's a bummer because you start to like all these cool peripheral characters and they're just like, oh no,
Gone.
they're dead.
Yeah.
Like Willem Dafoe. I love Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh crap, he's dead.
Back to Black Panther.
Yes!
Well, do you want to do previews first?
Oh,
Would you
Katrina
not
worked
care
on the
about that?
previews.
Were there new previews? I don't remember.
I finally saw the Ready Player One where they played the song from.
Did it play in your theater?
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
the old
Jump.
I got trailer 2.
The one I saw was they
They,
played
they,
Van
they
Halen.
did a slow
Yeah.
version of
Tom Sawyer.
Willy Wonka.
Oh. That's the one I saw on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
The
That was like,
YouTubes?
that was,
Yeah.
YouTubes.
that was like a week old. Yeah, because I got trailer 2, which is new.
I'm at the point where I think I know what's going on in that trailer now, but
There's so much going on. I told her I don't think they're going to be able to make it as good as the book was.
I don't think it's gonna follow the same vein. I think it's
Everybody
gonna be different.
said
I don't think they have enough money to get the licenses for everything.
There's a lot of stuff. I think that some of the stuff they tried to and couldn't, and then they're like, okay, we'll just
We'll
put
just tweak
Overwatch
it.
in, or we'll just put something new in.
Yeah.
I mean, at what point? Some of it has to fall under fair use at some point. South Park can make fun of everything and not get sued. I don't know what falls under satire and fair use.
I think if you're using the exact replica of the image, I think
You
that
have to.
negates fair use. Yeah, you have to be able to alter it at some point and use it as a critique, not as like a set piece.
Because what South Park is a drawing, someone's like drawing that. It's not an
Like
exact
they can
replica.
argue it's a caricature of something.
Where if you're putting the DeLorean straight into the.
Yeah, you're paying for that shit.
Well, they do have names. Like they have Aslan. It looks just like Aslan. They say, But then there's a cartoon. So I don't know.
They did have that episode with the
That's
imagination line.
That's why Popeye going to battle, or
Popeye, I think, does fit in public domain.
Maybe
He's been
not.
around since the 30s or 40s.
But they had Lord of the Rings characters, or
Well, they're also. I think the Tolkien family holds on to them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just like Rice Bros. His family hangs on to all of his stuff, like Tarzan and John Carter.
And they had Tron,
even though they would be public domain by now.
Yeah.
What are the laws like? Their death plus 75 years now.
I remember hearing something like that about Robin Williams.
Sounds about right.
I know that they're not allowed to use any of his recorded voice acting for like 25 years. Because he just riffs and riffs and riffs and riffs, and they had enough to make another Aladdin movie.
What if his family said okay? Somebody must.
No, it's in his will. You can't change a person's will after they're dead.
Yeah.
You had a
well, you
will
can,
and
but it's
testament.
a
But
very
you can't use
long
my-
legal
Yeah,
process.
you can make any.
Yeah, there was
kind of
something
thing
like that
up.
in his.
That's weird. What a weird.
You can put all sorts of like
Yeah.
Crazy shit in there.
yeah. Like you have to wear pants on a Tuesday on your head
Or
when
you
you
don't get
receive
your
this
hair-
money, or
yeah.
you don't get your trust.
Sounds like
For that month.
Brewster's Millions.
Yeah, I mean
I don't know what that is.
that's an old '80s movie with Richard Pryor and John Candy,
I
and
think it was actually a remake too of some.
They remade it?
I think it was an old movie back in the day, like the 50s.
you might be right.
But the 80s one is the one that John Candy and
Yeah,
what's his name?
you know
Who's John Candy?
you're terrible at spending money. Oh, come on.
No.
This rich uncle gives it either he has a will. He said, "I'm gonna give you 30 million. You walk away, live your life, or you can go for 300 million, but you have to be able to spend whatever 30 million in a month and not have anything left over, and you can't have no possessions."
I want the 30 million. I don't want the 300.
Well, he
It'll
goes.
be a quick movie for me.
Yeah.
He goes for the 300 million, but so he's just paying people like, "You're security. You're hired. I'll start your salary at 4,000 a week."
They started realizing it's really hard to like spend the money because things accrue value
Yeah.
and investments. So he just starts buying those rare upside down plane stamps and mailing them to people.
Yeah, well,
And the best way to waste money was run for office, right? Was the
Yeah.
none of the above.
it's fun movie. Just trying to find a way to waste money. So by the end of it, he didn't want to look at money again. So when he got 300 million, he didn't want to spend it. When the beginning of the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he was terrible
Yeah.
at managing his money.
Good
That
Richard
was,
Pryor movie.
It was the whole like, I caught you smoking a cigarette. Now you're gonna have to smoke an
Smoke
entire
all day.
pack.
Yeah, I think they referenced that in. in
I
the
think
will.
you're right. Yeah.
I
Black
have this.
Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther. I have this thing that I want to see. This doesn't even have to do with Black Panther. It's like after the fact, Black Panther. His sister's name was Shuri, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Shuri or Shuri?
SHURI.
So
There's
Shuri,
no dash
yeah.
in the middle. Everybody had like a dash.
No.
T'Challa, T'Kuga.
She was like brought in like '09 when I was still reading Marvel.
I was thinking Shuri.
That's what I said. Shuri.
Okay.
Siri.
Siri?
Shuri.
Shuri. I have this thing where, like, obviously she's who's the James Bond person?
Q.
Q. She's almost like a Q for James Bond. She's the tech person. She's got all this cool stuff.
Gadgety.
And she's super smart.
Fun fact: she also becomes Black Panther at one point.
Yeah, I heard.
She was in Black Mirror
Was she?
this last season. An episode.
That's also on my list of things I need to sit down. and watch.
No, yeah, I heard that she. Well, obviously she's next in line to be Black Panther, if she's his sister. No, I have this hope that
Hope
at some
and prayer.
point she meets Tony Stark face to face, because Tony Stark's Mr. Inventor.
Right.
But obviously the technology in Wakanda is so much further
I would
along,
imagine they would now that they've opened up.
and I want to see him like come out with something
shit,
like
are we-
really cool,
Supposed to
What are those?
and
Yeah.
and her be like, oh, that's cute, and have something that's like so much further along, like because. The
I would
Black,
imagine that would
The
happen in
necklace.
Infinity War, right?
the Black Panther necklace is way cooler than any sort of Iron Man thing he had. His was always big, bulky suitcases or whatever. You know, you
Wraps
put them
around.
on. And
Well,
wraps around
he had the Extremis armor for a while that was liquid and living in the hollow parts of his bones that would just come out at will.
Are you talking comic?
Yeah.
We're talking movie. They don't have a.
Yeah, I know. Didn't they make Extremis a disease in like Iron Man 3 or something?
And that's what they called it.
Is that what it was
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a cure.
Element. Okay, so Black Panther.
Any of the trailers? You good?
We had.
What, Death Wish? Which I didn't realize that was Elizabeth Shue for like at least a minute.
I'm surprised they're remaking it in the current like political climate.
I see the trailer for that.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Did you?
Where did the trailer go? Like, what was the beats? What?
I'm surprised that they have
Bruce Willis,
and
his
Dean
wife
Norris
gets
in the same
murdered.
movie when they look very
No, I don't think I saw that trailer.
old and very bald.
And he's a doctor, and he goes around like hunting people.
It's a remake.
Haven't you seen the Charles Bronson movie?
Yeah.
No Dice.
I've never seen it, actually.
they all blur together to me. I've
Yeah.
probably seen a collective of 2 whole ones.
Yeah.
But what are there, 5?
There are, but the first one is clearly like the good one.
Mission Impossible. I don't really
Yeah.
care.
Uncle Drew, you were kind of.
Oh my god. Okay.
I did not see that.
Uncle Drew is a movie that has like, you know who Kyrie Irvin is?
No.
Kyrie Irvin is I'm not a basketball fan by any means.
Okay.
But he was on the Cavaliers, he's now on the Celtics, and
I didn't see this trailer. I've seen a reference to it on the internet. Is he dressed as Old Man?
yeah, he's
Yes,
just as
he's Uncle Drew.
I did
Uncle
not see
Drew.
this trailer.
and
so
Shaq's in it, and it's just a bunch of like basketball players
Like
that are
old
like
basketball players.
putting together like it looks really
But it's not
cheesy.
Kazam or Steel.
It's
or...
not Kazam or Steel.
It's just
or
a basketball
or
comedy.
Shaq Fu.
it's not like somebody hiding in plain sight. It's not like a Borat where they trick people. Real actors.
No.
It's actually all.
It's a movie.
It's
and
a movie.
It
So it's
looked-
like Space Jam.
with old guys.
With old people.
When
Well,
I was
Bill
just-
Murray
Playing
was old
street
in
ball.
that movie.
Yeah. Bill Murray's been old forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been.
But it actually looked kind of funny, even though it's going to be terrible.
I didn't get to see that trailer. That sucks.
It's like a Medea
Jurassic
movie.
World.
Jurassic World.
Same old.
I
same old
haven't
trailer. Right?
seen the other Jurassic World.
It's
yet.
fun. It's cheesy.
Watch it
but
I
it's
would
back.
imagine it's like, yeah.
Venom.
Venom, Deadpool.
Didn't see the Venom trailer.
I didn't see a Venom or Deadpool
What is
trailer.
where?
Well, I don't even know what.
I
it's
saw
playing.
mine
Like,
up at Mira Mesa on my way to work.
Mine are all repeats of things I've seen before. I think.
Oh, lame.
Yeah.
Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah, I did see that trailer. Yeah,
I don't even know what that says.
I don't either.
read it. I liked it as a kid, but I.
I didn't even know it was a thing until Katrina's like, "Oh, that's a book."
Oh,
It's
Ant-Man
It's an
Wasp.
older. Yeah.
Oh, Ant-Man Wasp. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
it
book
does
is
look
from the
pretty fun.
60s. It's a great book.
Yeah, remember the bacon sandwiches in the beginning and it's about
Liverwurst?
it, Yeah.
I don't know, Corey. They're speaking Greek.
It's a good,
I
it's a
know
good
it's-
book.
It's an alright. Yeah, it's a good little kid like intro to like fantasy and stuff.
She's reading it to Parker.
I was gonna say
They
yeah,
have
it'd
the
be
Tesseract
appropriate
in
for
it?
them.
He just finished this book called Last Kids on Earth, where it's just what like it sounds. It's like
Yeah.
the apocalypse and kids are. But there was a bunch of cool references in it, like
What is it with young adult fiction and like dystopia and into the world?
It's just.
I like that the kid
realm that
was
we're
he
in
was
right now.
like it references him kicking a Nuka-Cola bottle around, and I was like that's cool.
That's
and it just
pretty
had a lot of little
Uh,
nods in it.
Not trailers here, but did you see the trailer for the? It looked like straight to DVD. The horror movie where instead of like zombies killing people, it's parents trying to kill their kids. You see anything on that?
Is it called Cooties?
It's Nicolas Cage, but like all of a sudden one day, like it's basically kids are at school and all these parents are fucking trying to hop the fence, and they go over. They want to kill like 20 days later, but the parents want to kill their kid. Like all of a sudden,
That
everybody.
sounds interesting.
And-
Is that
but-
like that horror movie that one where it's the kids trying to kill the parents in that cabin? That British one, you know the one I'm talking about?
Nicolas Cage.
No,
I just say there was a movie
But-
Cooties with Elijah Wood where the kids were like crazy because they were infected with cooties.
And that's why, and the parents aren't completely out of it, and that's why Nicolas Cage comes home and he knows the kids are hiding in the house. Like, Daddy's home, and he's like grabbing like knives out of the kitchen,
Vintage Nicolas Cage. Right
and it was like that looks fun.
What
That
is
sounds
this?
interesting.
I
Are
want to
you
know what
looking
that.
it up?
Yeah, I kind of want to know what this is. Solo. We saw Solo.
Yeah, that's right. That's in it too. Doesn't it have Daenerys in it?
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's hard to like. It's hard getting. I love Han Solo, but it's hard getting motivated for this movie. I'm just like,
Donald Glover looks great.
yes, okay, yeah. That's not. I can't argue with that. He looks great as Lando.
And Chewbacca looks like a Wookiee, so I mean, he didn't screw that up.
Yeah.
And there is a ship called the Millennium Falcon.
It
So.
has Woody Harrelson.
Primal.
I'm not sure to be honest.
What was it?
I watched the trailer a few weeks ago.
They're making
Number 211. His name is Chandler.
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 They're making a Rampage movie
Yes. I
based
know.
off the game that has no plot.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the trailer I watched, and it started giving away the whole movie.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, by the end of it, when
You don't even need to see a trailer for the movie to be given away.
yeah, oh, I mean,
Monkey fights
legit-
lizard.
I think it's.
I liked that game as a kid.
Are you
Did you
sure it
ever
was
play the
Nicolas
remake
Cage?
they did, World Tour?
Yeah, it is for
What?
sure.
Did you ever play it like in the early 2000s when they did Rampage World Tour? Where
Yeah.
They kind of updated the graphics
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
Do you know who else was in it?
No, I don't think it was anybody.
Nobody else was in it. It's a Nicolas
Okay,
Cage
it's
one
called
mention.
Mom and Dad. A teenage girl and her little brother must survive a wild 24 hours during which a mass hysteria of unknown origins causes parents to turn violently on their own kids.
Interesting.
This is Selma Blair.
Selma Blair.
Yeah.
I like
Ooh,
Selma Blair.
it's like a
She's
black
kind of
comedy.
been incognito for a while too. Was she one of those Me Too?
She had like a drug episode on a plane with her kid. It's like she was
Is that
drinking.
what it was?
She was drinking alcohol and it messed up with mixed with one of her pills.
Don't
And
do it.
And she had like a
Freak out?
freak
It's
out.
horrible.
What?
Really? I don't know if somebody's criticizing the movie. I just tried to Google it. They're talking about a scene in the movie. A young mother gives birth. Immediately, the baby's placed on her chest, and she begins to crush it and kill
Jesus.
it. I'm like, that's fucking horrible.
Black Panther.
Okay.
Black Panther.
That is the movie.
That is the movie.
So let's talk about it.
Okay.
How black was the Panther, Robert?
Well, there was, the Purple Panther
let's-
and the Gold Panther.
Yeah, real
There's
quick.
absence of blood.
Is Killmonger one of the best Marvel villains?
Up there. Unfortunately, it's
They-
Michael B. Jordan's so good.
Yes.
Are you allowed to talk about spoilers
Yeah.
on here?
What?
You allowed to talk about spoilers?
Yeah, I mean,
Put up a spoiler
I'll put
warning.
up a.
Yeah.
Do it.
Spoiler warning.
We need a sound effect.
It just farts.
No, we called it spoilsies. Spoilsies. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Killing him off was the worst thing they could have done. I mean, because now he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, he was great.
He was great.
Yeah.
And Marvel's had, well, let's be honest,
Shitty villains.
Iron Man has shitty villains. I mean, in the comic books, Iron Man has shitty villains.
It's hard.
Cap, his only good villain's dead.
Yeah.
Thor doesn't really have great villains, but they made Loki work.
Oh god, hey, Tom Hiddleston has been great as Loki.
Yeah, they made,
Spider-Man's the only one that has the really rich villain.
but he's got a lot of really crappy ones too. It's
Yeah,
only a
yeah,
matter
yeah.
of time before you start seeing Stilt Man and Paste Pot Pete,
Hydro Man.
Hydro Man.
But how? I mean, Michael Keaton was
Great.
great. Have you seen?
But
it?
he was basically Green Goblin.
Yeah.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, it wasn't because the Vulture is a terrible, boring villain.
Yeah.
And when I read that the Vulture was going to be in it, I'm like, they're really.
Did you see that movie though?
Oh, absolutely. It
was great.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun.
But I was really hesitant the whole time because I'm like,
At least his
Michael Keaton can do no wrong in my book.
At least his normal personality wasn't complete Green Goblin. Green Goblin had the whole split personality, and but he was actually Family Man, and I like that. He wasn't a bad guy at all. Oh, he was a bad guy.
He was a bad guy.
But he's not
wasn't a
bad
guy.
it's today, with shades of gray.
50.
Become more. There are at least that many.
Yeah, I've heard that
From But yeah, and
Michael
that's
B. Jordan's great.
blurring the lines between who's good and bad because
That's. I mean,
that was the moral of this movie.
yeah. He. I said different sides of the same coin. He really wasn't. I mean, other than the way he took over Wakanda, he really wasn't a terrible guy. It's not like he was doing it for power, or doing it for this, or doing it for that.
He killed a woman,
Well,
Who did he kill?
he killed one of the royal
the
guards.
woman hostage that Ulysses Claw took.
I have a really hard time feeling bad for anybody that's doing illegal activity and gets killed doing.
She was one of the Wakandan female royal guards, one of the chicks with the shaved head. Remember, he held her up and was like,
saw
Oh,
it.
yes,
he
that
did
one.
that too.
I thought you were talking about the one.
No,
by
I
the
was
plane.
talking. He killed multiple
That
women in that
one's-
movie.
Just real quick, the women in the movie were my favorite. I love the girl that plays Michonne, Danae Guerra. I think her name is. She played Okoye, the main guard.
That Michonne is played by her in the
Yes.
show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
She's great.
Okay.
And
Agreed.
Shuri, the girl that's his little sister,
Sister.
and
She was very
Nakia.
and
entertaining.
Nakia, his love interest. I liked all three
Yeah.
of those women. To the point where when we got out of it, I immediately bought all the pop figures for each
know,
of the women.
It's a bummer being the big comic book geek that I am. Is I actually liked reading Black Panther a lot more once him and Storm got married.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they got married
Yeah.
back in the 2000s. But at least
Dude, I knew
years.
that.
But
I
it he's always been either an Avenger title or his own kind of thing. There really isn't much else. It's either protect the throne or deal with people stealing shit from Wakanda, or doing Avengers stuff. Really kind of pigeonholed into what you can really do with Black Panther, and they nailed it right there, man. Claw and Kilgore.
Yeah, I mean,
That was kind of cool. The whole, his entire unit's job was going in and destabilizing regimes,
Yeah.
which is exactly what he was doing.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It was sad to see Andy Serkis go because he was a fucking crazy person. He was
was
playing it
good.
so well.
He had a
Didn't
little bit
realize
of,
that was his face. I'm so used to him mocapping everything. You know.
he was a little bit of the Joker kind of.
Yeah, he was just crazy.
Yeah.
And he was awesome.
Yeah, wild, but
he was
in
a dead
control.
man everywhere. Everybody's looking for him.
Yeah.
I liked that it wasn't just superhero battles. I liked that they threw the tribal battle in there with M'Baku. Was that his name?
Mm-hmm. The
Mountain-
white gorilla.
At the very beginning, and then with Michael
White
B.
Ape.
Jordan towards halfway through.
So one thing they didn't do was, I don't know if you guys noticed the timeline on that. So that was immediately like a week.
It was a week after Civil War.
Yeah, and before Doctor Strange and what's the other one that came out after Doctor Strange? Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's before those two movies, which is kind of cool because you really didn't see a lot of collaboration. It was all self-contained within Wakanda.
Yeah,
You have one CIA agent, and one Easter egg with Bucky.
You stayed for the whole thing, right?
yeah.
Okay.
The most anticlimactic, not even worthy of a credit scene almost.
What?
Well, most of them have a cool little quip or something like makes you go, "Oh man, I'm excited." But it's Bucky coming out of a tent.
What did you expect, Thanos?
I was hoping.
That's funny for you because you love Bucky.
No, and I said when I was watching it, I was like, "Is that shows him as Cap or Winter Soldier?" And the fact all he did was come out of a tent. And they say, "Let's take a walk," was the least exciting thing they could have done.
He just got off ice. What do you expect
if
him
they
to
show him
do?
unfreezing and saying, "I'm ready to fuck somebody up,"
He wouldn't
Well,
do
he wouldn't
that.
even know what was
Well,
going
you
on
know.
at that point. That'd be out of
Well,
character.
the point was he was
he doesn't want to
He's
fight.
recovered.
deprogrammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
if he said anything like, "I want some, give me a new arm made of,"
Do you
gonna
think
get a
they would even
Wakandan
woken
arm.
him up if they couldn't contain him?
I have no idea.
it's going to be a
He was-
long ways away. But the whole with the buying Fox, things that have been missing from the MCU, like adamantium and
Is
Yeah.
it less of a cool scene because I've seen the trailer for Avengers? I know he's already awake.
Well, that's what she was saying before we even saw Black Panther, that, okay, now you know he's awake in this movie. But he went the entire movie without a single shot of Bucky until the very, very end.
That's fine, but him being awake isn't like jaw dropping.
Oh, get out of here.
Do you turn like of end credit scenes like
I get where he's going with this. I mean,
Thor
Don't
3?
ever agree with Corey.
Thor
Yeah,
3
don't
when
do
the alien
that.
ship rolls up and it's like Thanos.
They're
you're
not
like,
going to waste time in Infinity War waking him up.
yeah, but you're going to have some nerd going, well, why is Bucky there all of a sudden? Yeah, I want to know why he's
Him
awake.
there.
Honestly, you're not going to have any time to waste in
No.
Infinity War.
There's too much shit going
There is
on.
so much going. Like
How?
It's
my
like looking at a
expectations.
huge TV.
My expectations have been just chronically low. I'm walking with very low expectations for everything, and the problem, like the reason why bad superhero movies fail, they tried doing too much. Spider-Man 3, look at that.
Yeah.
they couldn't keep a story going. I mean, everything that's good about a movie, they split off into so many different.
You're also talking about Sony.
Well, it's not just Sony. I mean, look at the show everyone likes, American Horror Story.
I've never seen a single
watched
minute.
a moment.
Don't worry about it. It's not great.
They just gave that guy like $300 million at Netflix to bring his talents over there.
To give us more mediocre crap that's going to show up in my recommended list. Really. is what
At
it's
least,
gonna come
are
down
you the
to.
only one that uses your Netflix account?
No, well,
Because my
we
brother...
have several accounts on the we
Yeah,
have different
splits.
profiles,
My
so that
bro-
way when all the stuff my nephew watches doesn't show up, recommended for me, Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes, that happens to us. It's
Yeah.
all stand-up comedy and kids shows, and I'm like, no.
Even though we do have a kids channel that the kids use.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It still
Yeah.
pops up in our stuff.
That is probably the most annoying thing about sharing accounts with people
Yes.
is the recommendations.
Wait, expectations low. Where were we going? But I mean, there's a lot of storylines
Right.
in Avengers, and they pulled the first Avengers off.
They
really well.
they were able to do it, and that's rare. But
Justice League didn't work.
I wasn't even
It
couldn't
was-
be bothered to see that.
It
movie.
wasn't awful. There was
No.
a few moments that were like, oh, that was cool.
Ezra Miller was great.
Yeah, Ezra Miller's Flash was
Yeah, I heard your episode on it. Just seeing trailers, I'm like, I'm not
Excited.
motivated enough to see it.
It's weird to hear people say they listened to the show.
Sorry,
No, it's
I only started listening a couple weeks ago. So,
no. You know what's funny is never mind. I don't want to talk about this on air because it is a little embarrassing.
oh,
No, I went through our downloads and we have like 500 downloads over the last like 6 episodes. So it's
awesome.
not terrible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I don't. But then
You're not doing it for that sweet ad revenue.
No. I mean, it's nice to have listeners, but even if we didn't have any, I'd still be doing it.
No, of course, it's just
It's fun.
conversation. You're just
Exactly.
recording it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Saving it for posterity.
Yeah, my kids can listen to how much of an idiot I was down the road.
What was the Rotten Tomato on Black Panther?
97%.
Do you like that number?
I mean, I would give it, if I was giving it a rating, I would give it a solid A.
But we don't do that.
When
here.
we don't give scores.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
We gave it sandwiches at one point, and we were like, we were doing all kinds of different rating systems. The only part I didn't like, and it didn't have to do with story-wise, was when the two Black Panthers were fighting. I thought the CG was subpar.
My biggest takeaway is, yes, that. The
I heard
overuse of
complaints-
green screen.
I heard the whole rhinos people didn't like.
You didn't like that?
Oh, I kind of like
I
that.
like the
I
rhino.
said
That was
I
kinda
didn't
cool.
have a problem with it.
I didn't like how quick his buddy turned on him, either.
It was self-interest. That's
But
how people
I did
are.
like their
that's a
defense
nitpick
thing.
that I was.
Were you? He turned on him real quick.
That's
But
his best friend for life, and he didn't like ask, "Did you let Claw get away?" No, it's like he managed to get away from me, brother. I'm so sorry. Well, fuck you. I'm gonna go fucking usurp your throne and
Special
he
interest.
brought him what he Killmonger brought him what his friend couldn't. I don't know.
yeah.
I did like.
It's like
But that was it. That was his plan. Like, remember, he's a Wakandan genius.
Yeah, I liked his their defenses from his tribe
Shields.
with the sheets and then put up that shield. It was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I like how the white ape tribe like just basically forego all the technology.
Yeah,
They
and they
just-
still kicked ass.
Yeah.
I like that he was like, if you speak again, I'm going to feed you to my children.
I'm just kidding. We
And he was
vegetarians.
vegetarian. I
That was good.
like things that lighten the moods like that.
I try like, you know how every Marvel movie is a superhero movie plus something. This is definitely a superhero movie plus political intrigue.
A little bit, yeah.
So I can forgive there not being a lot of comedy to it. It's not like
It wasn't necessary.
old wisecracking Tony Stark or
Yeah.
you
This
know.
one had his sister who did.
Exactly.
She was great.
She dropped all the
it
one-liners.
was more serious along the lines of like
Colonizer.
the
That
last
was good.
last Captain America movies where they have that more kind of semi-serious
Yeah.
tone to it. Yes, the colonizer.
I like that.
I always have a problem. I think it's probably just me or the screen I was watching. All the scenes that were shot like at night in the dark, beginning, maybe the end. Hard to tell what's going on.
It's because you have shit eyes
Yes,
and
you
you
need
don't go
some
to the eye
freaking
doctor.
glasses.
The first
That's
scene
exactly
in
what
the
it
jungle
is.
Yeah.
was supposed to be dark because you're in the jungle.
But-
There's no ambient light anymore.
Yeah,
That was supposed to be dark as fuck.
I think I'm a fan of like how Mad Max or sometimes Lord of the Rings they do it. They just color tint and they make it look dark with like heavy blues, and you can
They
actually
accommodate my poor
see.
eyesight.
Well, you can see what's going on, and it's stylistic.
You really
but-
do have poor eyesight, though.
Yeah,
I mean, that,
but I think legitimately, I asked like BBC,
I had
like,
no problem seeing
It's hard to
anything.
see what's going on.
your girl's going to agree with whatever you say.
It could just be the theater's dark. Like, you had the darkest TV for the longest time. You don't want to own up to it.
Yeah, I was pissed off because the TV was going bad. And then it ended up popping. It, like, blew out.
So,
But I not 1 second of this movie was like, oh, it's too dark. It's because I
Yeah.
have contacts and I can see.
Yeah.
you had night blind too.
Yeah.
This is weird.
I checked my watch 3 times during the third act, and I felt
It was getting a little long.
it's only 2 hours and 14 minutes, but the third act really,
Dragged.
yeah.
Once he
there
got
was-
thrown off the...
the second act, I think, was great. The first act was a good setup, but yeah, the third act was just probably the
Payoff wasn't working for you.
yeah. I mean, I'd say it's better than a popcorn movie, but not the greatest movie I've ever seen.
I mean, I put it in the top third of the Marvel movies. I mean,
How many are out now?
A lot.
A lot.
I mean, it's up there. It's one of the better Marvel movies, but I tried going in with low expectations on it, and I mean, the worst Marvel movie? Probably the
second Thor movie.
Hulk,
The...
Edward Norton one,
Yeah.
and I'd still give that like a 6.
I mean, if you're
Out of
going
10?
Hulk, the Eric Bana one is
Ooh.
far
But that
worse
one's
than-
not MCU.
That's Universal.
That one's Universal. That's the Ang Lee one. That
Well, even the Edward Norton one was Universal.
so
wasn't
that
it?
was under. So yes and no,
Because
kind of like how
Marvel doesn't own-
MCU has Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's the same. It was the same kind of
because
agreement.
Marvel doesn't own the rights to do a standalone Hulk movie. It's owned by Universal.
Nor
can't-
would they ever do another standalone.
They don't need
movie.
to
Because it's
Mark Ruffalo's great the way he is.
it's not gonna it's not gonna
do anything.
put asses in seats.
No.
Thor 3 was good.
Disney was very careful about everything to do with this movie.
Yes, and like you just said, Thor and the amount of Hulk that was in this last Thor movie. Did you see Ragnarok?
Yeah, I saw it Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah,
That's some funniest shit.
Well, I wanted to see him in case
Did you
there's
like it?
anything. Yeah, I did.
I still stand by that it's not
the best Marvel movie I've seen, but it's
not a Thor
cute.
movie. It's a Guardians movie.
I can see that.
Not that I have a problem with that either.
I know, and I was like, man, this would be a great opportunity to introduce Beta Ray Bill.
I don't even know who that is.
It's the horse-headed looking dude who's
okay.
Thor's war brother.
Yeah, okay.
That was a great opportunity. They're in space. They're on a strange planet. Beta Ray Bill is awesome.
I stopped reading Thor quite a while back.
There's some really good story. Like, the Ragnarok storyline that this movie was based on was really good.
I was reading...
The whole Avengers Disassembled.
That's when he raised Asgard in, Kansas, right?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah. And then all the stuff that came from it, like Dark Reign and the...
That's when I stopped reading.
Yeah, that's when I stopped, too. Was Secret Invasion was a huge letdown. And, it was a great build-up, and Bendis did not execute well.
I stopped reading right around there, so...
Yeah. I don't blame you. It was not a great time.
Did you ever read Nailbiter?
No. But the title sounds familiar.
It had to do with... I swear we're going to talk about Black Panther. It was...
To be fair, we haven't seen each other in person in over a decade.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Nailbiter has to do... I haven't finished it yet. The story's already over. I mean, the comic was done maybe a year ago. But it has to do with this small town, and I want to say it was Washington, but I can't tell you where it's have had 15 serial killers come out of the same town.
I have heard someone talk to me about that.
And they were trying to figure out why. And it was really entertaining. I'm on the 4th trade. I want to finish it.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
Yeah,
so is Saga. We read the first couple trades for Saga.
Well, I mean, in real life, it's Bellingham, Washington, and Santa Cruz have had more than one serial killer come from there in the 70s. They called Santa Cruz the serial killer capital of the world.
Did you watch Mindhunters?
I did recently.
Did you like it?
I did. With some caveats. But yeah, for the most part, it's good.
The guy who played Ed Kemper was so good.
I loved that they added Ed Kemper because, I hate to say it, he is probably my most interested serial killer is Ed Kemper. And everything, there are so many things that come out of that. But the real life story that's based off of, he interviewed all the notorious ones, every single one. So
well, it already got renewed for a second. It had already gotten renewed for a second.
Well, I mean, and the whole thing with the BTK and at the beginning of every episode, that I don't know if everybody where that is the BTK. Yeah.
Right.
What is that? Bind, torture,
torture, kill. Yeah. I mean, he is, I think, the last prolific American serial killer. He was caught in the early 2000s. But, yeah, that dude had done a lot of research, talked to a lot of people.
Didn't they just catch somebody in L.A. a couple years back? That was, he had been, what was his name? Now I need to look.
What?
I'm not talking about Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, are you?
No. It's an older black guy.
The original Night Stalker is still at large, just like the Zodiac, but...
We watched Zodiac with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I actually liked that. It was pretty good.
I mean, it's probably likely that he was just died in a car accident or died of old age without anybody knowing.
I don't care enough about this.
Okay.
I could talk. I mean, we could do an entire another episode on Mindhunters and
Black Panther.
Panther.
Can we trust him?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Like you said, we haven't seen each other in a long time. This will just be a longer episode, which is fine. That's fine. I mean, I just won't title it specifically as a Black Panther.
No, right in the middle of Black Panther, you interrupt Black something else. We get to it in Panther.
Yeah, we trail off because we've never done that before.
No. We
it
stay
never
on
happens
track.
ever.
This is the first episode in quite a while that was based off of something specific. Well, I guess last week was Invincible, but before that we hadn't done a movie or anything in over a month.
Yeah. Were you the one telling me it was backlash from not enough action?
Yeah.
So that was the first negative review on Rotten Tomatoes that people were giving it. Because
the Black Panther wasn't fighting enough in it.
I gotta say, reading that review before seeing the movie, I kind of looked for it, and to me, anecdotally, it felt like it was probably about the same amount of action as every... You have one early fight where he's total badass and dominates, then you have, the second act, And then, the third act where it's, the redemption, fight, coming back after getting your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like it was about the same to me.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with any of the action. Or
Were there no supervillains? No, but there didn't need to be.
No, there didn't.
Yeah. But I don't think everybody should be flaming the guy. He gave it a 3 out of 5. He didn't give it a bad rating.
Yeah, that's
He just said it was an okay movie.
That's the problem is if you don't agree with somebody, you need to die.
Well, this is suffering from Ghostbusters syndrome. That
The female character?
they answer the call, yeah.
Whereas if you don't like...
If you speak out against it, yeah, immediately you're going to be criticized. Because, look, Disney, they knew what they were doing. They're going to put it out on a holiday weekend. They're going to put it out during Black History Month. What holiday weekend is there? President's Day weekend. Okay. That's the perfect time to do it. This is the right environment. This is... all Disney cares about is money.
Yeah.
But at the same point, everyone's looking to this movie to be a beacon for, African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who speaks out against it. There's controversies on both sides. There's the people that are faking getting their asses beat for going to see it, for being white. There's the black people that are wanting to boycott the movie because Michael B. Jordan is dating a white woman.
In real life?
Yes.
What does it matter? Some fucking superhero
So
work.
enjoy the movie, and if you see a spark in it that you like, that's fine.
I think it's...
But to take it to an extreme on either side is just ridiculous.
People nowadays have a hard time, I think, separating art from the artist. And
Yeah.
They don't want to.
Well, and I think Disney, they have their finger on the pulse. We all know what's going on in the news. That Me Too thing really rocked Hollywood to its core. So don't you think they're going to be extra careful with, hey, guys, you're going to have all sorts of basically behavior clauses in your contract. If there's something that you're hiding from us that's going to come out later, it's...
Well, it affects the bottom line.
Absolutely.
And if it's going to affect them making money,
Or the continuing of their product.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is negative press and a boycott.
Wasn't Kevin Spacey supposed to be the Black Panther for a while? Yeah, then they had to recast it, ruin the whole thing.
I think they casted very well for this movie.
Oh, I love the cast.
Yeah, I thought Chadwick Boseman, he was great in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He was, he's an underrated hero that's not utilized much, but it's because it's either Avengers stuff or it's strictly Wakanda stuff. But he's super cool.
2 things I want to touch on. One, a technical thing. Well, the beginning opened with a flashback and then continued the flashback later. So they had young King, T'Chaka, and
His
then
brother.
young Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
And this is the only Marvel movie to do a flashback with younger characters that are in the movie as old men, where they didn't CG their face. Because Guardians, they did it with Kurt Russell.
Mm-hmm.
They did it with Tony Stark in Civil War.
They did it poorly in Rogue One
With
with Leia.
with Leia.
Oh, yeah.
But I was wondering
Grand
where
Moff Tarkin?
Yeah.
I thought Tarkin was okay, but Leia was bad.
I don't think they should have done the close-ups on that, but I don't mean to Star Trek.
Forrest Whitaker
Well, like
has such a look, and he's been young in movies, so it wouldn't be impossible, at least for him. Because until he announces, "I'm James," kind of later in the movie. I don't know if that's supposed to be a twist, or not, whatever it is.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this, but so you know how Forrest Whitaker has, I think he's had Bell's palsy in the past, so he has a little bit of that paralysis and that one droopy eyelid.
Yeah.
That James,
Did he have that a little
he
bit?
had a droopy eyelid, and just did you notice the King? I think he's got a fake eye.
I said that same thing.
Yeah.
It looks like he has a fake eye.
Because it just wouldn't blink.
Yeah.
That was really unsettling. Because all the time I'm I should be paying attention, but I can't stop looking at this eye.
I was wondering if they did that as choice or cost saving. Nobody will notice. Nobody cares.
I don't know.
So I was...
No, the
Technical.
way Marvel is with all their details with Easter eggs, I think it was more of a.
Well, they
artistic
screwed up
choice.
Andy Serkis's arm, and I noticed that, but I'm going to be the only one who noticed that.
What the
In
show?
which
They
way?
had a slice of his arm. You could see the rings in the meat when they did a close-up of it.
When he's walking.
When he's walking, and it wouldn't move. It wasn't natural for a cut-off arm. And it bothered me. And when he's pressed up against the window of the plane, you could see where his actual arm is against his body. It made me mad.
Well, it's also kind of difficult to pantomime. Look at all the Evil Dead movies and Army of Darkness. They give Bruce Campbell a mechanical hand because it's just easier than having a stump.
Yeah.
It's
Groovy,
difficult to have
groovy.
non-amputees play the role of Andy
It bothered me because they have money and they could have done it better.
How,
Or they could have shot him in a different position and it wouldn't have mattered.
I mean, besides CG, like what practical way would there be?
Chop it off.
No!
It worked well in Mad Max
Hold on, man.
with Furiosa. She had a mechanical arm that you see through, and that was all
CG.
special effects.
Yeah, to wear like a green sleeve, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's how they do it, right?
Well, yeah,
I
he
see.
was wearing a green sleeve, you could tell.
It's just getting the bodysuit. and
Speaking
stuff.
of green
Golem,
sleeves,
go.
god damn it, Deadpool and Cable blocking the bullets with his arm again. Like, it's always like, they're shooting just at your arms. Did you see the trailer? Or Cable's blocking bullets, and we've had this
I've
conversation.
seen a trailer, but
They'll
yeah.
probably call it out in the movie, and you'll be.
I hope so.
And you'll feel like an idiot
Because, like, with Winter Soldier, they're shooting at him in Civil War, and he
He's
blocks
just
the...
like, trying to shoot through my
with
arm.
Cable, it's a little bit easier because he's such a powerful telekinetic that he can move him.
But
with his
still,
mind.
I mean, it's just like...
Yeah.
Rob don't like
I don't
it.
know, like how godly are they going to make Cable?
Yeah, I mean...
You read Cable Deadpool, right?
Yes.
Remember when he unlocked his potential
No.
and was basically the mutant messiah?
Was
Like
he-
I said, I can't remember
Was he
what I
like
had for
Limitless?
it. Did you read the Cable one where Bishop was going through time trying to find him and the little girl?
Yes, that was post M Day.
That was fun.
That was good, and that was again tapering off right when I. Yeah. Then they had to bring all the mutants back.
Yeah.
No more mutants. More mutants.
So Black Panther.
Now, how do you feel about King T'Chaka's actions? On the whole,
Right to kill the guy, wrong to leave the child behind.
why do you leave the child behind?
There's no reason to.
I don't get it.
Because he didn't have to explain that he killed his dad. And he would have to explain
It was an
that to
act
the
of
whole
cowardice.
tribe.
Well, I mean, and it
Leave the
wasn't
dead body.
an act of.
Well, where's
you
this
wouldn't
kid
think
from?
about it.
Where
How
was
old is
he?
the kid? Would he be the? Well, no, because it was. His
He was one of the
brother.
kids playing basketball, so he had to have been at least what.
But he would have been
10.
able to challenge the throne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think. Is he didn't want to have another kid to challenge
So
his son.
you'll leave him homeless on the
No, I mean
fucking
it's
street.
In Oakland.
it's Machiavellian. I mean, it's definitely like the smart play. If you were the king, yes,
He didn't have to explain what he did to anybody when he got back.
and then when he finds out the truth, then what?
But if the king, he could be rich. He could set the kid up like as a benefactor, like the Great Expectations or something. Let
True,
the
but
kid
they were
know-
still trying to be like isolationist.
I mean, all you gotta do is put some couple $100 million in one account and hook them up for life.
It seems like their war dogs were appeasing the people who wanted to go out and do good outside of Wakanda. So even though they were supporting them and sending them out into other sectors, they weren't actually going to provide
Don't
them
you
what
think
they
it's funny
wanted.
that their spies were called war dogs?
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Colonizer Act. You
Yeah.
notice that. So, I mean, Wakanda, the nation itself, is an isolationist nation, like the complete antithesis to imperialization.
Right.
And it's a nice little.
She was being sassy to be sassy.
But no, I mean, it was a nice little like juxtaposition of because everyone's anti-imperialist and anti-colonizing. I mean,
I never heard it used as a derogatory
but
phrase. Colonizer. The old.
Well, it's because
it's
with
become the
He's
new
the one white
zeitgeist.
guy.
Yeah.
He's going to take over.
So, you think leaving the kid is the right thing?
No, I think it was a wrong thing. He should have taken the kid with him. It's his nephew. There's no reason to leave him behind.
No, and
Other
then
than
have,
what we just
have
said.
another Loki on your hands.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait,
Sure.
you mean for taking him?
You should have left James there to take care of him. And James had made a fake story up. Your dad died fighting a real panther. He ran away.
A real panther.
Horrible thing. It was loose. What can I say?
the tiger got loose and ate your dad.
I'm going to take care of you now.
You don't bring that kid back and raise him, and when it's time appropriate, tell him what his dad did. I mean, don't you tell him the truth?
What?
Yeah.
Then at what point?
Even if he
Is
holds-
what his dad did right? I think is the bigger question, like morality wise. And then I think that was the whole like morality.
Yeah.
play
Struggle.
was-
I just
yeah.
understand the rationale for actually leaving him. Like, we have to keep it a secret.
Why did they leave the body? That was probably like I'm like if you don't want to get caught, why did you leave the body? I'm sure
Yeah.
you have like Wakandan technology to like
Zap it away.
yeah.
Pooh be gone. What was it called?
what was that? What was that
Envy.
movie? Envy, yeah. Kubi
Vaporize.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Vaporize.
Flan.
Flan in a can? No, it's flan in a.
I think that's what at the end they're trying to market.
I think it was flan in a can.
Yeah. So it's like
Flan
the
is
new
gross. I
idea.
don't like
Who would
flan.
want that? Little.
But I obviously
I was like, why do you? That's so fucked. I would be pissed off too. So it gave a great motivation for
Well, and at this
Killmonger.
point, there is no right or wrong answer. It's all based on whatever your value system is.
And I could never leave a kid behind.
Absolutely.
It's like
most people with empathy can't.
yeah.
Like I said, the only reason it's a good move, it's a smart move, is because it's the Machiavellian move. It's what's going to keep you in power.
Yeah. I tend to be the optimist in these movies. Like I really don't have anything to complain about because I liked it from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain. It's not my complaint. But I heard somebody talk that it seemed kind of weird. Wakanda's going to come out and start providing aid to people, and the first thing he does is buy up land in L.A. Instead of like helping the other African nations, he decides to go help the inner city kids first.
I don't think that would be specifically what he was doing entirely. I mean, I think he did
That's
that for
one
a
of
specific
many, I
reason.
think.
Right.
He
Because,
said this was the first.
because
It
that's
doesn't
where
mean it's
his
gonna be the only.
cousin was. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
trying to
That's
take
at
care
the
of
center of
something.
an issue that.
So do you think at the same time he's helping out all the other African nations?
Yes.
with-
Didn't Doctor Doom do something similar to that with like Latverian embassies providing aid during one of the big events?
I don't remember.
But I mean, it can be used for good or bad. There was another fictional show that everybody watches. I can't think of right now that uses a similar outreach program as a means of
propaganda?
propaganda and using spies.
It's wakaganda.
Wakaganda?
Coined it, Robert. Trademark.
No, I can't wait to
Patent
see.
pending.
Obviously, in Infinity or in the next Avengers movie, there's going to be a giant battle in Wakanda because the speculation is the last Infinity Stone is in Wakanda.
Which is the one that they haven't found yet. Because
I don't even know.
Doctor Strange has reality. Vision's holding the mind gem. The Tesseract is
Space.
destroyed. or in the remnants of Ragnarok.
That was space, wasn't
That's
it?
the Space Stone.
Which one was time? Oh, no.
Powers in the
Did you
control.
say Strange had time?
Strange has reality,
Which
I believe.
one?
Time is maybe the one that's missing?
I don't know.
And then whatever one that, which is maybe they're using that one to birth Adam Warlock.
I'm nodding. People
Sure.
can't see it.
I can't. I remember at one point in time.
I haven't read it. I haven't read the Infinity War in a long time, so I'd probably reread it before it comes out.
I don't even think I've read the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean it's like Secret War. I mean, it's good fun, old classic.
Big
Marvel.
crossover.
I was. This isn't even Marvel, but there was one year at Comic-Con I spent like $120 on Batman trades because I had never read Nightfall and a bunch of different.
I you gotta handpick them, and like honestly, some of the best stuff Batman are the Elseworlds stuff.
The what?
The Elseworlds, the kind of like the DC version of What If, where they would have like
read 'em.
Gotham by Gaslight, where it's Batman set in like Victorian.
Yeah,
Gotham,
I read some
where he's,
some stuff like that.
Yeah. This is a guilty pleasure, but the Red Rain trilogy is really good. One where Batman fights Dracula, becomes a vampire.
I've never read that.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's a guilty pleasure read. It's just fun.
Did
Hush is a great.
Hush
read.
is great. I read
But
that.
mainly just because I love Jim Lee's art.
Yeah, he's fucking Jim Lee. Did you read Court of Owls when it was?
I haven't yet, no, but I hear great things.
I liked it. It was one of the first books that I don't know if this has been done. I'm sure it has.
Yeah.
Where I'm reading it and you have to turn the comic book to keep reading it. Like he's descending into madness, basically.
Oh,
and you
okay.
have to turn the book to flip the page to get it the right way. It's
Oh,
not
man.
supposed to be upside down. The
course.
words. I mean, you actually have to flip the book. One of the guys that I work with had seen. I'm going right back to Black Panther.
Yes.
Did you think it was really cheesy that T'Challa brought Killmonger up to see the sunset? And I didn't think it was. I thought it was.
No.
I don't think they should have killed him.
I was take it or leave it. I mean, it was like,
I liked that he actually got to see it.
I agree with your point about the CG on the train, the monorail.
The monorail.
The magnetic monorail.
Was
The
Monorail.
Martin
vibranium
Freeman-
monorail.
Was Martin Freeman
Monorail.
necessary in this movie?
No.
Because he was kind of shoehorned in.
I think he
Like-
still, even though it's self, I think he's just like
Coulson.
He's just that one link. Well, yeah, because Coulson.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch Agents of Shield.
I haven't watched the last season because it got kind of bad.
It was probably been 2 seasons since
I heard
I
it's gotten
watched.
better.
Well, it's like hit and miss. Like I'm having a hard time watching this season, but
We were watching so many shows and we got behind on Shield and Flash
And Arrow.
and Gotham and we stopped.
here they
watching.
brought my boy Constantine into Arrow, and
Oh man, I actually
was
liked the
good.
Constantine show.
that was that was. I mean, I hate to say this, but the Keanu Reeves movie is what got me to read the comics, and then I went, "Holy shit!"
I've never read Constantine.
Oh, it's really good. It's not.
He's gonna lend us the Preacher books.
I like
Yeah.
the movie, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good movie, but after reading, like, you're, oh my god, all this stuff that they did wrong and how they did not do John Constantine justice.
Nice.
And you're like, oh man, that's a bummer, because it was a good movie and I did like it.
Constantine?
But Hellblazer is a way better comic. It's just, Vertigo, and it's just at their peak. They had stuff out like Y and, all the Neil Gaiman stuff. And
I just started it was like a year and a half ago where I started reading. I had never read Sandman.
But, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's one of those I think everybody should at least read the first couple trades.
I read the first 2 trades so
The
far.
third one was a little rough.
Everyone should at least read it just to, it is, pretty
Iconic.
different and iconic, yeah. I mean, Transmetropolitan, that was tough for me to read the first time around.
I never
The
finished
second
Why the
time-
Last Man.
Really?
Yeah,
I figured you would have
all.
liked it.
I did.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I stopped reading, it was hard to go back to.
Yeah, it's hard to read them when they're... It must be getting old. I just wait for things to come out in trades.
It depends.
It's hard for me to, like, get single issue stuff unless I'm, like, keeping up.
The girl that does I don't want to dive into this subject because we'd be here for another 2 hours. But the girl that was the artist on Why the Last Man, she put out a single window of artwork that she drew, and it's the assistant football coach that died in the shooting in Florida this last week.
The recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little girl taking his hand, and she's like, "Come with me. There's so many people that want to meet you." And she's taking his hand, and it's just a bunch of victims who've been killed by school shootings. There's teachers and stuff, and it was just like I was like, oh, like I'm a extremely emotional guy,
Sure.
and I was just like,
Yeah.
She capitalized on it, huh?
no, she just put it out on Twitter. It's not like she's selling it,
She's not being talked about on a podcast now. Look at the advertising.
dude. The fucking tweet that
our
she put out
podcast.
has been retweeted like 50,000 times.
Yeah.
We're nothing.
You see?
I mean, it's... I mean, we could go on and on.
Yes, yeah. I don't want to do that on here.
Especially in where we live here,
Yeah,
So.
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
I had a point. It happens in a couple movies. Some movies, when there's a big chase, characters get thrown around, but they keep on trying to chase somebody down. Like in this one, they're chasing Ulysses Claw in Korea. Despite everything thrown at them, they still at the end capture him. It's what the whole set piece was there for. But when he escapes from prison, they let that van go immediately without even fucking a chase. And they didn't know
No, he's gone.
Martin Freeman was shot till they went back in. But he drove off in a car and on a van. And Black Panther was like, well, he got away. Fuck. God damn it.
Well,
We had to go
he was
back in
shot
because
point
of-
blank with a grenade launcher. I mean,
But his suit absorbs it, and that's what it was
It-
made for.
shut off his suit.
Yeah, he got shot with it was one of those like specialty weird wave gun things.
So they all just gave up like, well, fuck, we can't do shit.
Well, I think what he did is he ran back because his sister and girlfriend were getting shot at.
When there's like a whole CIA crew in there, not a single
Well, it's to illustrate how ineffective the CIA is and
apparently
how ill prepared
they
Condon.
they let their like CEO go to a random country they have no idea where, and he's stranded alone in Wakanda, and they can never see him again. They're like, what happened to your boss? I don't know. We let some people take him. A guy who's dressed like a panther. Yeah, we actually don't know.
Well,
who
he's
it
not
was.
some guy dressed as a panther. They know he's the Wakandan king. I mean, it's not like he's got a hidden identity. Everybody knows that he's Black Panther.
No,
Martin
remember
Freeman
he
covered
said
up.
he covered up that
Oh, he did, huh?
yeah. So Black Panther's just
Well,
This
those
guy.
people knew there
Yeah,
that
like,
he was because
wait,
he took his
oh,
mask off.
You say you
right,
T'Challa?
but you're still letting a
You-
American secret
Go,
agent
go to like a farmland. They think you're from Ethiopia. That's like Ethiopia.
If you were dying, wouldn't you try everything to try to stay alive?
I'd take him to a hospital in South Korea. That's what I would do.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, I would.
the point that he's making, though, I mean, you don't.
I never agree with Corey.
You don't let an
Foreign
logistically. I mean, it's just bad
I would-
intelligence. You don't let an American foreign operative,
fall into the
fall into the hands of a foreign power.
cyanide capsule in the
They're
tube.
worried about the other way, but
Well,
yeah.
no, I mean, the United States would definitely be investigating where is their agent.
He's shot in the spine. Let me
Especially
take him back to
how high up
Africa
he is.
right now. But
Yeah.
we're in Korea.
Unless they avowed him for dead.
I want some of those sneakers.
There's a van over there. Can you guys go chase him? No, he's too far already. He's down the street.
He's stuck in
how
traffic.
they're used once and they're never utilized. They're just mentioned.
What,
just
sneakers?
to get the joke. Yeah,
I liked them.
I liked them,
I
but they
want a
weren't
pair.
used.
Good joke. That's true. There's no. You expect there to be like
Some
a
stealth
setup payoff,
action?
like
Yeah.
that makes no sound. You expect there to be a scene later on at least.
Do some like solid stick stuff, man.
And that's true.
Not mine.
When they did the setup on that, I was like, okay, that's gonna pay off. And now you mention, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they didn't. But they
He
do like
stalks the jungles. Like
the
a
sunset
panther.
was a setup
Silent.
and a payoff.
Did you think it was sad that when T'Challa goes back to his ancestral plane, he gets to see all of his relatives? But when
I like
Killmonger
when he
goes
talks
back,
shit.
He goes back to the
Yeah.
apartment.
his dad is stuck in that apartment by himself.
So that's because
That's where they-
T'Challa is also, when you're the Black Panther, you're also king of the realm of the dead.
Okay,
So that's something they didn't explain, but that's like a little like comic
I
But
could feel
back
when
Easter egg
Killmonger
kind
went
of
back-
thing.
When he turned into a kid, I was like, wait, is this a flashback now?
But where is
No.
that really a
It's-
flashback, or is that just hallucination, and is that just all
Yeah.
his mind?
Like, this is what he did when he was a kid, except his dad wasn't there, so now we
He knew where the book was, so he'd already
seen
found it
it.
before.
It made it sound like the kid found it, like, but he didn't know his dad was Wakandan when his dad
I think
died.
I think he learned his dad was Wakanda
By-
by going into his.
That's why I assume
Yeah.
too. He's like, I read all about it. Now I know what Wakanda
the guy
is.
was a fucking thief, stealing vibranium.
Uh,
Got what he deserved.
I thought the initial setup, it was going to make it seem like he knew he could sense vibranium or something, to be honest. How did he know that one?
I think he just was. But from reading that book, he's able to like
He was educated enough?
identify, Wakandan.
Okay, for like I say, when they set up for the whole thing, Claude's like, what is that? I was like, oh, he must have some sixth sense. And I was like, no, he just studied.
Yeah.
We gotta wrap it up.
Oh,
It's a long episode.
shit.
No, it's okay.
Robert's gonna have to do a lot of editing.
Yeah.
That's what they say, man. Shoot more than 30%.
Yeah.
Killmonger,
You know what's? I just said that somewhere.
You might have said it on a podcast.
Killmonger should have just killed Claw, like, before he ever did the heist to steal vibranium. Why'd he wait?
Why did he wait to kill Claw?
Yeah, he actually did a heist that was very risky, and I know why he rescued him from prison because he wanted his dead body. But
Yeah, he wanted
if
the dead body.
if he found him like the very first time, got him alone, like snap a neck.
I think he wanted to delegitimize T'Challa. Actually, now that you bring that up, now going back to
So
that,
it was-
he wants to delegitimize. He wants him to fail going after
so it was
Claw,
like it was like a joke.
so that he can say, he can turn that the leader of the Rhino
Dude.
tribe.
That would make
Yeah.
sense, but it's very jokerish where he's thinking like 20 steps ahead. Like he has to know that.
Well,
Claw's
you mentioned
gonna be
he was a genius.
Yeah, but Claw would be arrested in that.
He
precise
took an
way.
online IQ test. He is a certified Mensa genius.
I'm surprised that you didn't pick the fact that not any point in the whole movie did they mention that Okoye and his number 2 guy were like seeing each other, and then all of a sudden
They mentioned themselves as lovers.
Did they?
Yeah, she said my love when she called
A
T'Challa.
video chat, like when
Yeah.
they do arms together.
like-
Let's take a phone call together.
I didn't catch that part.
Besties. You remember that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I
like-
just thought they threw
she's
them
like,
together
"My
at the
king,
end in front of the rhino, so
my
the
love."
rhino would stop.
No.
Well, obviously that's the reason that they did the whole thing, because the rhino would stop
Yeah.
Right.
and look her in the face.
Yeah, that was pretty adorable.
She's the one who plays Michonne, and she's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually like Michonne in the. I wouldn't say this about much, but I like Michonne better in the show than I do in the book.
Well, she's pretty one-dimensional in the comic.
Yeah, she's
Well,
no, not now.
not
Yeah, I was
Anymore.
gonna say the last issue
Yeah.
I
I
just
haven't read the most
That's
recent
Don't
one.
read it. Then don't.
yeah.
Yeah, she's. I like
Things happen. There's words and pictures on the page.
the fact that
Black
they're
and white,
expanding the
mostly.
character a little bit more.
Yeah,
It's taken so long.
It has, because in the show they've showed her to be a lot more emotional than in
Okay.
the book, and
More,
I
make
By
it
really
far.
like.
like relatable.
Yes, she was one of my favorite characters in Black Panther. I really liked her. She was badass.
She was one. Well, and
Well, the whole Royal Guard was female.
That
so
the
her
whole
any-
battle in the casino, she was awesome, and then in the chase, where she throws the spear in front of the fucking
crashed the
car.
car.
so another criticism I've heard that I don't agree with it is when she makes the decision to not
Betray.
leave with his love interest and his mother and sister, and she makes
She doesn't
a speech
abandon the throne.
where she's it
Duty
doesn't
over,
matter who's
or honor over duty.
Yeah, exactly.
Or-
So, a lot of people were like upset about that because obviously he's the bad guy, but I mean,
But he won in a fair
You said
fight.
the king, yeah.
She was protecting the throne, not
I didn't have a problem.
Not
I don't have a
personal
problem with that
interest,
at
I don't
all.
either.
Yeah,
I
I mean, I
problem
thought that was I thought that was a great character development on her end.
Yeah.
Well, she knew that someone was going to go take care of him and go find him and go figure something out. It wasn't like she was abandoned.
Well, they all
his
assumed he was
mom.
dead. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
They,
The flipping of his best friend without them setting up like some like evil characteristic in him, like being.
just angry and sad.
But like the fact he did that 180 instead of it being his enemy turning and fighting alongside Killmonger, I was like, So at the end fight, it's like, oh, it's good guys versus good guys. They're going to come around, but
So, epilogue. What does King T'Challa do with those that sided with Kilgore?
he takes him back.
Does he?
I bet you he does.
he's going to tell his one best friend, "Get out,
I bet you he doesn't.
get out."
I bet you he doesn't
Well,
because
he has a change of heart. I mean, obviously,
He was there in the throne room.
That's the actor from Get
But,
Out.
but that's
I know.
that's a big like a big morality question.
Did you like Get Out?
I had one issue with it, and it was the ending.
What part?
Never in my life have I ever seen a TSA agent competent in anything. That completely misrepresented the TSA, and that is criminally bad.
Well played.
TSA is the worst.
That's funny. What's funny? He says, "What Key made that or Peel, whichever one." But you watch the Key and Peel episode where they make fun of the TSA, the terrorists.
No,
Really?
no,
Oh, it's fine.
I haven't.
Now
Now you're going to have to.
I have to. Yeah, I've just seen them reading. The names funny and they're Liam Neeson guys.
I don't think that after taking his throne back, I think that in a lot of the situations, T'Challa could see. He obviously understood why Killmonger was upset, and I don't think, other than trying to take his throne, I don't think he had as big of a problem with him and his perspective because of what happened to him as a kid.
Right.
No. He opened his eyes to.
I think this is me just overanalyzing being deep, but I mean that's the total mirror of post Civil War Reconstruction. Yeah. So I don't know how familiar you are with American history.
Not as familiar with you as you.
Well, long story short, there was a big debate on to what to do with the South.
Yeah.
Since they lost, Lincoln wanted to do look, they
I thought he
sided
was
with us
shot.
for the wrong reasons. This was his plan.
Womp,
but
womp, womp.
this is why Andrew Johnson was the first president that was ever impeached, because he was trying to do what Lincoln did, but there was a lot of party politics as always. But that was a huge, in the 1860s, that was one of the biggest hot topics, was what do we do with the South? And the Reconstruction was a complete nightmare and a disaster. But Lincoln's biggest thing was bringing them back into the fold, because they are still Americans, and they're not war criminals, and they shouldn't be tried for treason. They've surrendered, and
Well, all the tribes seem to come together and make decisions together.
Right.
As opposed to there just being the king and him saying, oh, this is what we're going to do. He took everybody's opinions
all
into
but the
account.
one, right?
Well, it was majority.
And they kind of isolate themselves even
On the
further
mountain.
up in the mountains. Yeah,
I liked his throne room. I thought that was really cool.
Oh,
All the
yeah, it
wood
was.
slats.
I like the giant. Yeah,
Did they have access to?
they had it, but they choose not
They just
to.
choose not to.
Yeah,
But he was still fucking wrecking house with his knotted stick. Like he was taking people out.
he was. He's also the other big Panther villain. I think that he has another one named White Wolf, which is weird because that was the nickname they gave Bucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, just
What?
sum up, Corey, because you like to overanalyze. So do you. But did you? No, that's okay. I mean, usually Corey doesn't have anybody on his side. Did you like it?
Sorry, man.
Yeah, no, it worked out. I like the movie.
Yeah.
I don't.
For not being excited about it at all?
I don't.
Yeah, you were
understand-
not excited about this movie.
No,
at
I,
all.
yeah, not at all.
I wasn't
I
either,
understand
but-
the controversy behind all this shit. It's a good movie. I wouldn't have put it like a 96%, 97%. For one, it's just a personal preference, but Thor 3 is my cup of tea, and I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
I'd watch that 10 times over then.
But that's your vein
Black
of comedy.
That is, yeah.
I said this. I posted this online because there's Chris Evans made mention of a Black Widow movie. I would much rather see a movie about the 3 women from Wakanda, or Valkyrie from Ragnarok
Yes.
over Black Widow. Black Widow's a perfectly fine side character. Valkyrie, I think, would be more interesting than Black Widow.
I think if they're going to do a Black Widow movie, it would be
Origin.
yeah. I think
But you have to.
the red room stuff is.
But with that
more
situation, you
interesting.
have to have Hawkeye.
And
you can't not have him in that because
they absolutely had it in that first season of Peggy Carter. I don't know if you ever watched.
I
it.
watched her
Never
first
finished it.
season.
Yeah,
I like her.
that was what all that was the red room. All
I
the,
like Haley Atwell.
Yeah, it was a good show. It just kind of
Trailed off.
yeah.
That's probably why I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
Sorry. So you liked it, but
Yes.
but not as much as Ragnarok because Ragnarok is
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
hilarious.
I had no real issue with this
Black
movie.
Panther.
Yeah, and the fact that it's so separate from the MCU on the whole, like it's a standalone, basically. Didn't need it. I didn't need to watch
It
any
is.
other
It's
movie
nice.
at all.
It is, but it also still is able to fit in.
Yeah,
there,
but
to
you
fit in there.
You don't have
as
to
well,
remember,
yeah.
like, oh shit, okay, who was doing this? Like when you come into Avengers, like, where do we leave off? I don't remember. This one you just
That is the one thing I hate about the MCU is like, okay, I haven't seen any of the MCU movies this year. I got to sit and rewatch them. I had to watch Ragnarok, but I'm like, in case there's something that's going to be talked about there, like I can't watch the
yeah.
next season of Agents of Shield till I watch every movie, so I know what the hell they're talking about and what went down. I mean, that can
Flying to the
get
anus.
kind of first world problem, right? I mean,
Yeah. I didn't get to see all the movies.
it's so stressful. I gotta watch stuff before I watch stuff.
Yeah.
So do you like the movie?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
obviously,
did it sound like I was shitting on it the whole time?
No. I don't
That's
think
that's
so.
how usually I come off at least, and so
Yeah.
if you do it,
well,
we didn't give enough compliments. Like
we.
all the actors were legit. Like
No, I loved it. Like I said, as soon as we
Michael B. Jordan, hands down, was I think the stand-away performance.
Yeah, and like I
For
said, I
sure.
really liked the girl that played Okoye, and
And he looked cool as hell with all those
Yes.
scars on his chest.
Yes.
That looked bad.
that's what, like my character, the dad of Michael B. Jordan, whatever. He was in American Crime Story. The what should you call it?
OJ one.
OJ one. And I liked him in that, and he was that character.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't
Is it
either.
good?
Anyway.
So, but it's,
The People versus.
But you don't like American Horror Story, so maybe not.
Ah.
Okay, so
Well, I mean,
it's the same
I
producer.
think like everyone of our age, I remember staying home from school whenever I was sick and turning to Court TV and watching the OJ trial. And
if you watch it, it was kind of
Yeah.
cool because
I
they
only
show.
ever remember watching Price
Chase.
is Right
oh,
when I was sick from school.
I didn't watch
remember-
OJ stuff on TV. And
I never watched the
Saved
trial.
by the Bell?
I didn't really watch. Yeah, Saved by the Bell was great.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of the trial. I remember where I was at when the Bronco was going.
I remember that.
I remember
Do you
my
remember the
teacher
verdict?
called us in from recess early to listen to the verdict.
Yeah, they show at the end of it. They
remember
show
that
like
too.
live action of like Times Square, like it's fucking playing the verdict. I was like, I was so young to remember seeing something on TV.
Well, the biggest worry was that it was going to be a repeat of the '92 riots.
Yeah,
because of how polarizing that trial was.
and the reaction of everybody is 100% polarized. It is whites and blacks 100% like cheering or super depressed.
Yeah.
And it was so like weird watching. I mean, they only show that with reactions on the show, but when you watch it, like, oh shit, this was a
That's what you're saying. That was the reaction on the show that they
that was live action, or the real reactions they had that they played on the show. Like
played that. They played that on Family Guy where Brian was living with his roommate, and his roommate was black, and they read the verdict, and they were both like, "What?" But
one's excited.
One's excited and one's
one was
not.
surprised.
Yeah.
I was too young and I didn't pay attention.
What was 92?
5.
95.
I always remember
95,
him from the Naked Gun
'92.
movies.
I remember staying home from school and watching Court TV when I was homesick and watching one of Manson's parole hearings.
Interesting.
I heard
Dude.
he just got out.
Of life.
Of life, yeah. That was another show that was kind of a bummer. That ended was that Aquarius. Did you watch that?
Mm-mm.
It was like Summer of Love. Manson, David Duchovny plays a LAPD detective, and
Is that already out?
yeah, they had 2 seasons. It's been canceled.
It's over.
Yeah,
It's over, man.
but the guy who played Charles Manson was really good at really encapsulating what Manson was back then. Because people are always like, how do people follow this lunatic and they don't understand like the cult of personality behind him and how charismatic he really was for being just a crazy homeless person that was spouting gibberish.
Did you like the movie, Katrina?
I really liked it. I did. I liked the female royal guard. I thought that was really cool.
Biggest criticism. You didn't say any.
The arm thing with Andy
Yeah.
Serkis, by
That's your
far,
biggest
that is my
criticism?
biggest criticism. As
How-
a one-armed person, it infuriates me.
How much
How
is
you
it
claw.
infuriating you? Like, is it just like,
It's like what upset me is that they have money to make it look better, and they
Right.
didn't do it. Because you can, Why would you do that? Thank you.
Does the mic pick
I'm
it up?
done.
I don't know.
Thanks so much.
It picks up a lot. I just farted.
Choice timing.
My stomach has felt like it's 10 times bigger than it actually is right now. And these gas bubbles are
Too much Los Pollos Hermanos.
Ah, I see what you did there.
No, we had Mexican
Good
food
show.
last night and it was not good.
That was a good show.
You'd be hard pressed to find somebody that thought Breaking Bad was a bad show.
People who like meth.
Well, it also kind of romanticized it a little bit.
I don't know. Him in the
I want
pit at it end.
I want
Jesse
to
did
cook
have a
somebody
happy
in.
ending, so
Yeah.
I mean...
He's the only one.
And it wasn't really happy. It was just not sad.
He got to live.
I really like the movie. I other than the CG thing, I have no complaints.
Yeah.
I'd put it well up in the... Not like... I like Guardians and stuff better.
So you can do your top 10?
You mad? Did he not run on all fours in this movie?
I don't know.
He doesn't really
He dropped
run.
out of the plane. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, he just dropped out of the
He pulled the captain,
plane,
just jumped out of the plane.
and then, like, how do you land?
It's
3
vibranium.
points. His suit absorbed it.
Yeah, the vibranium.
He didn't have the absorbing suit at that point.
All of his suits have vibranium. That one just had the
So he-
kinetic reflection
Cannonball.
back into it.
I like that
I
she's
thought that was
recording him.
weird.
She's like,
That
"Oh, it's
was
just
great.
for
Yeah, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
Delete that. We do got to wrap up. Do got to.
Do got to.
Do have to. I mean, we don't have to,
Dormammu.
but this is one of our longer episodes in quite a while. We're at an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's gonna
My
be a big
apologies.
file.
No, it's okay. I mean, we'll probably have you on
Sorry,
more.
That's why
guys.
you're gonna have the $20 a month Libsyn and not the
We're moving.
cheapo.
I probably should start Patreoning you guys.
Nobody else has.
Yeah, you do.
Hey! Well, everybody, you should Patreon to these guys.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really like asking for money.
I know, it feels weird.
It
I
does.
know.
And like, if anybody wants to, then that Patreon is 9 to 5 nerds. But if nobody does, nobody does. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna update to a new hosting site, especially because the hosting site we're using now has been down for 2 days,
Oh.
which means I couldn't even put a new podcast in if I wanted to.
Robert's been really happy
It's
about
very
it.
lucky you were able to get your last 2 episodes on.
Yes. So we'll probably be switching next month when our contract runs out.
Sure.
For
I just
Go-
gotta
Do you have
turn
a
off-
regularly scheduled, or is it just kind of trying to do one a week?
we pretty much put out one a week, and we have one bank episode in case we fall behind.
and it's
Or in
like
case you go on,
really
like,
old.
vacation.
Yeah.
We can't mention any dates or anything, so it was.
Oh, we dated ourselves in that one.
Did
We
we?
recorded
Oh, yeah.
in 2008, so hopefully no one does it. Heath Ledger's such a good actor. What's he
Was
doing?
he even alive then?
Too soon?
Yeah.
No, I think he died in 08.
When was Dark Knight? Was
They
that
just
08?
celebrated like the 10 year celebrated.
Hey,
Lauren,
Don't be Best Buy, okay?
He's gone!
So no, we all liked the movie. It was really good, and we'll just kind of
Leave it
leave
there.
it there since I don't know how much in this hour and a half we talked about. That's all right.
Every like 3 out of 10 minutes.
The next time we have you on, we won't have an agenda, and we'll just talk.
Yeah, if you guys want me back.
Well, yeah, it's nice. It's nice having rotating
It's like if
guests,
I get to come back over.
and it's nice having a different perspective.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I haven't seen it so long. It's just great to catch up.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I hate to say this, but I don't have any grown-up friends. They're all
I don't either.
they're all living in a state of arrested development. They're all hanging out at
What?
bars.
You're not a
and-
grown up. And you're not a friend.
well, that'll be this week's episode. We're out.